morning. It's practice time. So we're getting ready to go to practice. It's Saturday morning, 6:45, so we're a little bit late. The first thing I do is I get up and I do my little 10-minute exercise routine so I can just keep myself toned. Glass of lemon water as soon as you get out of bed. I kind of like it warm with a little bit of aloe in it. And then I make myself a protein shake. 36 grams of protein. It's pretty clean. I take a few vitamins, some fish oil, omega-3s, some magnesium, a couple of drops of magnesium. That stuff tastes horrible. Shoot it back. And then I take my fish oil, krill oil, and my CoQ10. That's the athlete mentality. If it's gonna give you a result, even if it tastes bad, just do it. I can't chug. My husband's like, just chug it. For some reason, well, I like to enjoy my morning breakfast shake here. Chocolate milk. I don't wanna throw it back. I'm gonna get my water and then we're gonna go. See you later. This is my husband, always waiting for me.
Ever so patiently.
But we're getting ready to leave for practice. I come out in the morning and my bike is always out ready for me to just pack it up, put my shoes and my helmet on and go. He's the dream husband. So I'm going to change my glasses because it's dark out, and I'll put these on when the sun comes out. But it's about a little after 7. We are getting ready to go to our practice session and set up the cones. It really doesn't matter if maybe some of our practice people that we practice with are not going to be here this time. That's okay because we don't really, we love it when people come to practice and practice with us, but we're going to practice regardless. And that's what you want to do, is you just want to be committed to your own safety, your own skill set, your own improvement. I'm just turning on my brake free. My husband got me this right when I started to learn to ride so that people could see when I slow down, because I'll be doing a lot of that. But sometimes you slow down when you downshift and you don't really apply your brake. And so the cars in back of you might not even understand that you're slowing down. So the brake free helps with that because it's its own little mechanism. It doesn't have any wires. It's not hooked to my brakes or anything. It's just a centrifugal force thing. So if I'm going at a certain speed and I slow down quickly, the cars behind me will see my light on my helmet. And there's not a lot of lights on the back of my Heritage either, so that they might not even see them because they might not be looking down. So this is higher up because it's at my head height, and it might be eye level for them and they can see me slow down. That gives me a lot of comfort that I can be seen on the road. That's one of the things. You want to be seen and you want to be predictable. That's why we do these practices, because we want to be super predictable on the road. That's a project all in itself, getting the helmet just right, making it so it doesn't hurt your head. I have a Sedici modular helmet, and it's kind of nice. You can leave it up so that you can talk or grab a drink or whatever you need to do when you're at a stop. But I always ride with it down because I don't like debris hitting my face when I ride. Now, I'm not sure that my sound is going to come through all that well with my helmet on, right? People start talking to you and you have your helmet on, you can't hear anything. And that was us before we got our Cardo. So we get our Cardo hooked up, push these two buttons, and it turns on my Cardo, and then we can talk to each other while we have our helmets. But it's funny because, you pull up at a stoplight and somebody will roll their window down and start talking to you. You have no idea what they're saying. It's so funny. I just nod. Yeah, I'm having a great time. So we're going to hit the road and get to practice, and we'll see you over there. Starting our engines, right? First step. Okay, first gear, cover the rear brake, and then we're going to take a smooth start off. So I'm ready. Bring the power up. Ease the clutch out. Our driveway's a little curvy. And then he usually says clear, and then I pull out. But I still look first. So we're just going down our street. Then he comes up to the end of the street and says stopping. And then I say stopping. So he knows that I'm going to stop, and he lets me come to a complete stop before we proceed. And there's nobody, so we look and then we pull out together. I'll see you there. We're pulling into our practice place. It's nice because it's a well-lit parking lot. It's clean. Little debris we pick up here and there, but like nobody uses this section, which is really kind of cool. It's got, it's well lit, empty, and clean. That's what you're looking for in a parking lot. So just in case that didn't come through, we're looking for a well-lit parking lot. Not that we practice in the dark, but we could. It's clean and not used a lot. This parking lot here is great. Hopefully it stays that way because we've been using it for about a year now. And it's a nice meeting point central to the town that we live in, so people nearby can come and practice. So we're going to set up. Hi, we're at practice session number 51 today. We have Rich and everybody else, I think, is at Daytona Bike Fest, October Bike Fest in Daytona. I'm actually trying to get used to my Heritage again. My Street Glide is in the shop, and that's why I've had my Heritage these last few weeks. And believe it or not, it's making a difference in my ability to do these exercises.
Is that right?
So what does that mean? That means what you want to do is practice on all of your bikes. Practice on the bike you ride the most. I know a lot of times people practice on like a practice bike and the one they don't care about dropping. But I would suggest that you practice on the bike that you ride the most, because that's the one that you're going to need to know what's going to happen when you're out on the road. So that's why I practice on my Street Glide. And I have grown to love it so much that when I got back onto my Heritage, I had to relearn the whole thing again. I guarantee you it's not the same thing practicing on different bikes. Yes, the fundamentals are the same, but each bike operates a little bit differently. So you want to make sure that you're practicing on the bike you ride. They are setting up the cones and we're going to get started. We have exercise 1 again. I'm just going to recap the exercises that we do. Exercise 1 is smooth stops and start. The cones are 15 feet apart, and you're working on those basic skills that you're going to be using every single time you ride the motorcycle. So mastering step 1, exercise 1, smooth stop and smooth starts. Stay on exercise 1 and 2 until you really have it down. That's what I did. I didn't try to do all these exercises. I tried to get those 2 down first. Believe me, you're gonna suck at them. If you've never tried them before, you're going to be terrible at it. I have yet to see somebody just jump on a bike that's never done these exercises before and be completely 100% proficient at it. So exercise 2 is the slow ride. Now, we use covering the rear brake when we slow ride on the road, obviously, to control our speed and correct anything that we need to. But in exercise 2, we use only the clutch. So we don't use the rear brake in exercise 2 simply because it helps us with mastering that clutch control and really going in and out of the clutch as you need power to the rear wheel, only when you need it. So you'd pull the clutch in a little bit when you don't need the power because you're going too fast, right? So you want to slow down, you take the power away. You might use the rear brake a little bit to correct, but we're going to just use the clutch so you can really get good at that clutch work. And you're just going to go as slow as possible and find out that if your wheel is not moving side to side, like you're not turning your wheel side to side, then you're going too fast. So you really want to do exercise 2 as slow as you can go. So slow as you can go, exercise 2. That is like when you're in traffic and you want to stay with the traffic and you don't want to be putting your feet down every single time traffic slows up. So you want to just ride along at the pace that the traffic is going. So working at this drill is going to help you with that and going as slow as possible. It'll also help you with the rest of these drills. So you've got to have exercise 1 down and exercise 2 down before you start doing these other drills, because it's going to take something to do these other drills. Exercise 3 is trust and believe, and that is really just helping you understand that you've got to rework your neurology and get that into your brain, from your brain to your hand quickly, to let out the clutch as you feel the tip. So as you start to feel the bike tipping, you're going to let the clutch out. So every single exercise, we use exercise 3. So we do exercise 3 in a controlled environment just so we can get used to it. It's not something you practice out on the road, but it is something that you use every time you're on the motorcycle if you're riding with slow speed skills. So we're going to get started. We're on exercise 1, smooth starts and smooth stops. So we're going to pay attention not only to our takeoff, but that our front wheel is in line with the cone. Eyes forward. Notice the front wheel. Notice his throttle stays constant. He's only using the clutch. There you go. Awesome. Exercise 2 is a slow ride, and we're not going to use the brake. All clutch control. No brake. So we have a little bit of a decline right here. We go down the hill a little bit. Notice he's using his front wheel. So if you're not using your front wheel on this exercise, you're going too fast. You can hear his throttle is constant and he comes to a smooth stop. So exercise 3, we're going to cover the rear brake. Obviously make sure we're in first gear. Cover the rear brake. I'm going to bring my throttle up to preload, so 2,000 RPMs. I'm going to bring the clutch into the friction point right before the friction point, so position 0. And then I'm going to wait for the command foot up, and I'm going to release the clutch as I start to feel the tip. Instead of putting my foot down, I'm going to release the clutch, and then I'm going to come to a smooth stop. So I feel like I'm yelling, so I'm not going to yell.
Good.
All right, ready?
What up?
Okay, let me do it again. I was moving.
What up?
Good.
Nice. Nice, Rich. He's showing off now.
That's awesome. Very good. So what he's going to do here is he's going to make sure he's in first gear, cover the rear brake, bring his throttle up to 2,000 RPMs. He's going to find his friction point, and then he's going to wait for me to give him a command. Foot up. And then as soon as he feels the bike moving, he is going to let that clutch out and come to a smooth stop. So he's going to do it again. Cover the brake. Foot up. Awesome.
guess.
All right, one more try and then I'm moving on.
Stop. I'm barely gonna even clear it. Nope. Of course, you want to do it perfectly, but
Last try. Thank God I don't have to not use the rear brake. I'd never be able to do it. All right, this one, you're gonna go close to that inside cone and take the turn.
nice, Rich.
Like, am I leaning the bike? Let's see, I know, but he's able to go by it.
I'm good, lean.
With you in the center, but over the front line. The front wheel over the line.
Okay, not awesome. What I was forgetting is my counter sitting. That time I counter sat a little bit. Worked better. Thought I'd try to ballast and counterweight a little bit, but didn't work.
You want to do it again? Forgot the smooth stop. Oh well. The objective is not to be perfect. It's to be able to handle the imperfection. Thankfully, that's what the objective is, because if I had to be perfect at this, you can see I'm not. I'm just still working on it, just like everybody else. This bike is a little bit different than my street glide, which is why I say practice on the bike that you ride the most, because each bike is different.
doing very well today either. Because you want the thing to pull you through. A little better. It's so much different when it pulls you through.
See, if I don't know. When I start my turn soon, enough to not go over the other lines, I hit the cone every time. I'm trying to figure out how to stay inside the front line without hitting the cone. Sorry, Rich. I figure he can go after me because I just knock it over every single time.
There it is.
I didn't knock it over that time. That means it can be done.
Beautiful.
2 in a row. All right.
Now lean in. I'll get it. We are just cone crushing today. I couldn't come out of it.
That's what happens to me in the Heritage all the time. I get stuck in it. Exercise 5. So easy with the brake now. But I remember when I couldn't even do that. that we do on each side. The first thing is right through. The second thing is we come to a stop on this side, then we go right through. And the third thing is we do a stop and a stop. So we stop at the beginning, so we do the U-turn from a stop to a stop. And we try to stop by this green cone. So we don't want to come out further, but if you have to come out further, you can. So exercise 6, U-turns. We're going to use a different camera angle this time.
You did it though. Smile, Lori. Smile, Lori. Smile.
Forward. Try leaning forward. It really helps.
I noticed you doing that. You're leaning really.
Yeah, and now it's not scaring me when the bike front of the bike dips. If I lean forward, it doesn't scare me. Doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to be able to handle your bike.
Yeah.
I need
Nice,
to look
Rich.
up. The right-hand turns are still scary for me. noticed my seat's a little bit different. It has me like kind of low and back and kind of upright. And so I didn't really think to lean forward until I was like, maybe I should just lean forward. And then it started to happen. And I feel way more in control with leaning forward.
How about
Still have to keep your head up. You know, your eyes up, because I looked at the cones a couple of times and I screwed up. But if I keep my head up and I just trust that I'm in the right throttle,
Right.
I can, even when it dips like that, I can really just hang on.
when you see yourself on that, your lefts versus your rights, it probably felt so much better because your lefts you were steering.
Awesome.
Right? As soon as you get started on your rights, you could see that bike just go like that. Like you'd lock.
Started leaning forward.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, Lori told me, she says lean forward, so I'm getting up over the bars a little bit. And the fucking bike just oh, thank you, God.
I shouldn't say I couldn't believe it, but man, you were just like pow on the rights. What number is figure eights?
Figure eight is number 7.
7. So we're hunting for
So
7.
we'll just do those 2 cones on the end caps.
So it's just like a huge rectangle. So it stays here and extends out here.
Yeah, these are already here. So like you can do these if you want. They're already there.
Squares.
Yep.
I'll tell you, man, you're saying your hand will get used to it, and it does. But my clutch pulls harder, and I'm still, it's like, because in your regular riding, you're not in it all the time,
I tell you, I had so much trouble with the right and left turns today.
Yep.
I just kept hitting the
I think it's
hitting
great.
the cone.
I think it's great for people to see that because it's so not enrolling to have, to watch everyone do it perfectly.
Right.
Like, hey, some days it just doesn't seem to
Right.
be
Those
right.
are the days you should be practicing and not riding.
Yeah. It's funny because I didn't even ride last week. It's only been 2 weeks, and I was feeling a little rusty at first.
Yeah, I feel like why Robert stresses practicing on the bike you ride is because even though the fundamentals are the same, I feel like my clutch and my, like you say, my gearing's higher or something
It is, definitely.
in this one.
Yep.
So I go faster with like no clutch.
That's a good point. For Rich as well.
I think that's good.
You know what's
I'm going
interesting?
to put the camera on the other side so that we can see us come to the
Okay.
stop.
That might.
I get it into that full lock and it's hard for me to bring it around. Okay, that's better. That's a better right-hand turn. Get my throttle right, my lean right, my weight right. Lean forward. But just being able to throttle out of that dip is important.
Yeah. More power. I sure would like to hear more power out of that. black fat boy. Throttle, throttle, throttle.
He's just gonna go till he's dizzy. Yeah! Oh! I think I'm hitting that first cone. That was better.
Good, good, good. Power, power. Nice. Really nice. Wow.
That wasn't good.
Power!
All right, get back into it. Outside the cone a little bit. See, I wasn't leaving the throttle on before. You just gotta bring the clutch in. See? I did it. Let that clutch out. Don't put your foot down. All right, Rich.
Some more power.
Yes!
Yes. Well, he's got that.
Well, Rich was a physics teacher. He understands the gyroscope thing. I think that helps.
Sure does.
Just push the top button, right?
Yeah. I'll be interested to watch the replay on which one you held it longer. That was a really long one.
That was really long. I didn't put my foot down almost twice.
Yeah. Both of you guys, I
Or
get
almost
nervous.
put my foot down twice.
You're both awesome at it. But when the RPMs get so low, I'm just afraid it's going to go ka-chunk, you know. But you guys are crushing it, so. do the U-turn too tight, you don't leave yourself enough room, right?
Right, you have to do the trust and believe.
Yeah. All right, staying in it. One more.
Yeah. That's it. That was really good.
God, that's frustrating. He's so mad. All right.
That was really good.
Is it better?
That one that you held it and then you like really had to
There were a couple.
turn it to the right was
I can't
good.
get it to stand still like Rich does. You know?
Yeah.
It's a good,
I can't either, not yet.
Something to
But I
emulate.
did this time. I kept my revs up higher, even when I was pulling my clutch in. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think I've been letting my clutch off, and that's where you can't let that throttle off.
Yeah.
It needs to be there. So when you pull your clutch in, the throttle needs to be high. Don't lower it.
Right.
So I was doing that on exercise. I noticed it on exercise 2, the slow ride. You know, when I'm coasting, I'm kind of like letting off my throttle a little bit. So I figured I've got to keep my throttle up in preload, even when I'm bringing the clutch in. I think that takes really a lot of effort.
Well, you see Warren or Robert do it. RPMs are.
Yeah. Do
mean,
you
once
want to
in a
go
wh-
again?
No, it's okay.
Are you sure?
One more time.
Okay.
Yeah, take as many times as you want.
So you say, go ahead. Something got stuck. So go ahead, you were talking about Warren.
Just their RPMs stay the same. They stay the same throughout. They're just working the clutch and the brake. The RPMs are always the same.
Right.
Oh, no power. Hey, it's the wrong way, but who cares? That was awesome.
Practice leaning forward on your turns.
Oh, whoa.
Get way over the handlebars when you turn. There you go.
Hey, it's the wrong way, but who cares? That was awesome.
Like even on these turns, lean way forward because you'll notice it'll get tighter, and it'll help you with the this top of the snowman.
Yeah.
So when you're in this exercise, think you're doing the top of the snowman,
Right.
and then lean forward. So try one more time.
Yeah, tight.
Did that feel any different?
Yeah.
Well, you're bringing it right around, man. That looks good coming around.
Now we're gonna set up double offset.
I'm just gonna not doing it today because it's raining or we're out of town or something.
Right.
Or but anyway, yeah, it's only. I mean, we're this is the last two, so we started at 8, whatever it is, 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours. Sometimes we'll have 5, 6 guys. Sometimes just Lori and I.
Right.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man, everybody's.
Come out next weekend.
You should, yeah, that'd be great. I think we'll be
Yeah,
here.
Got to figure it out.
Yep.
Got to get a license to ride the thing. So.
Oh, you don't have the license?
No, I don't have a license yet.
Oh, well, if you do this, you'll crush the MSF course. That means nothing. MSF, you probably didn't take. I didn't take it when I first started back 40 years ago.
Yeah, that's what it was about 30 years ago.
So they just teach you the shit to get you through the test.
Yeah.
Like, it's not really how to operate the bike.
Right.
In fact, you're taking it on their bike. Like you're riding these little fucking Harley 750s. If you're gonna do it at Space Coast, I don't know where you're gonna do it, but yeah, Space Coast Harley Davidson does it, super cheap. It's a good class, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying the MSF curriculum doesn't teach you much. Yeah, man. Well, yeah, Saturday at 8, brother. All right. There it is. Power, power. Ooh. Gotta hold it longer. Yeah, so he's hitting that too late. Little too late. That's better. Just gotta hold that longer, stay in it longer. It's still awesome. Nice job. Yeah, look at that. Look at that, beautiful. Yep. Could have held that one longer. Way too early on that one. Nice. The idea is to hit that gate at least going straight on. If not, turning toward the next gate with your front tire. Really hold it, brother.
Good job, Rich.
I'm gonna try to get in a little closer, so I'm not gonna get in your way. I just don't want you to freak out like, what the fuck's he doing?
Okay.
Work on your head and eyes. Throw that head, throw the eyes right over. With each one, look at the gate that you just passed. All right, I'm gonna try again with what your advice is. I think going to the left is easier for me on this bike because my rights are terrible. So why am I doing the top on the right first, you know? I think I'll just go the other way. It's almost,
Slight adjustment.
it's almost like the exercise that we're doing where we stand the bike up in the figure 8 at the top. You kind of have to get it at the top, kind of hold it, and then do the left or the right hand turn.
Yeah, gotcha.
Cost you on the last 2 cones.
Okay, I'm still trying to work my clutch. That's why I'm like trying to keep my revs right and then know that my clutch is there when I need it rather than put my foot down. Thanks. Okay. not looking to the exit well.
If you look at that last one, like really hugged him, but by the time you got here, you were this far inside of that. I mean, that's how tight it was for you.
Yeah.
Once, because you
have plenty of room.
Hug him, and then
yeah, that's
boom.
why I say you do too. You know, it's that we don't. It's the hug 'em and the commit is the wrong place. But I felt like if I could get up on top of the bike, like I told you, get up on top of the bike like we're doing in exercise 7, hold it there for a second, and then commit to the lean like a U-turn. That's really all it is.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm way better on my left side than my right side. I just, like the right side, I can't even do the bigger circles. It's so scary for me.
I remember last year, every one of these was a challenge for us.
Yeah.
And this was impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah, impossible.
That's why they call it
Yep.
abominable.
Well, this all was a challenge. Now this is more like
Boring.
warming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I could get my
Last one.
And then after we don't get it, we don't even do the other ones anymore. We just come back
Kinda
to.
elementary now.
Yeah. That's just to get your throttle in the right position and get yourself set.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Allow the helpers to reset the cones after you drill them.
Yeah.
I know I drilled all the outside ones, and my right turns are just. I feel like when my clutch is out here, I don't have the dexterity as I do when it's
That's
in
got
here.
something to do with it, right? Your hand position and how that works.
Yeah, imagine.
It's like, yikes, you know, like I just, my throttle's in here. I feel jammed up, and my clutch is way out here.
Those bars, yeah.
What's buckhorn thing, whatever they're called? You want to go again, Rich?
Street glide is so much better. You're gonna do it.
Take your
You're
time,
gonna
man.
do
Yeah,
it.
I mean,
lean forward. Don't forget to lean
No
forward.
pressure. A little more lean. Yeah. I see that.
Yeah.
Thing gonna happen.
Bring it here and hold it. Now go. Yep.
Oh, so close. That speed was better though. Did you see
Yeah.
that?
Too soon.
So close. Nice and slow. That looks good, looks good, looks good.
Getting tired.
One side is always harder
Get
than
to the
the other.
lean there.
Yep. 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 at the last practice in Tampa. He made me go around the top twice. One side is always harder
Into
than
the
the
lean
other.
there. That was it.
I say he should lean forward. Try leaning forward. Lean forward over the handlebars. Better. I think it happened.
I want to finish one more, see if I can do it.
I think the leaning forward helps. He doesn't feel so much like he's going to fall when the bike dips in the front. If you're already there, it doesn't feel. Really good. That's awesome. So we're done with practice session 51. We had some progress. I mean, I had some things to work on too. I'm still working on exercise 4, the left and right turns. The left and right turns on my Heritage are so shaky, especially without the brake. And the guards in the back just are like, they stick out further, I think, than my Street Glide guards. And I keep hitting things. Like I keep hitting the cones. So I'm working on that. It's not really to do every exercise perfectly, obviously. You're not going to be perfect all the time. The objective is to be able to handle situations. So the more you practice, the more you can like handle your bike when things aren't happening that you're planning. We did up level our exercise 7, which is the figure 8. We try to hold it on the transitions. And that's sometimes a challenge. We're still working on that. I'm still working on my left turns. I felt better on my U-turns. My U-turns got better after a while, and it's because I'm leaning forward. So the more I lean forward, the less fearful I am about the front of the bike when it dips, when you lean it to go into the U-turn. So try that. Leaning, scoot up on your seat, lean forward over the handlebars, and then get into your turn, head and eyes, and try making that modification and see if it doesn't make a difference for you. It did for Rich as well. And then on the top of the Snowman, I felt like I should go left and even just try to get that down. I felt it was a little bit better on the left-hand side. We're gonna go back and get cleaned up. And thanks for joining us. Hope you're out there practicing too. You know what's fun, ladies? to do it in a parking lot with your husband. And that's practice. We're done with practice session 51. We had a good time.
Great
I
time.
really wasn't great at some things, but I did some things really well. So that's what you do. You just practice. Sometimes you're a little off and sometimes you're not, but the thing that is important is that you're practicing. So the weather's getting nice here. I actually wore my jacket because it's cool enough out. And the wind was a little bit much. Hopefully the video comes out and it's not too windy in the video. You can see us trying to do the exercises and trying to do the different drills and working on our stuff. We're not perfect. We don't profess to be perfect. I'm certainly not an expert at anything, but what I do know is that I love riding so much, and I'm willing to put the effort into practicing to hone my skills so I don't have to worry about extra things on the road that come up. Just like, slowing down abruptly or needing to take a tight turn. Those types of things are scary. Sorry, they're scary. They raise your level of anxiety. And I look forward to those things. I look forward to pulling into the driveway and pulling into the garage with my feet on the boards. It's like an extra thing that you can do when you level up, and the most mundane things you do on a motorcycle can be super exciting. So hopefully you're out there practicing, and what do we say? Do it in a parking lot.